Okay, we
Okay.
should be live.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Frederick. I'm the founder and publisher of Saturday AM, world's most diverse manga brand, and we are here to celebrate and to judge the final of our 2025 March Art Madness Global Art Tournament. This is really exciting. We've done this now since I think one of the earliest ones we did it in was started back in 2016. And we've had just an incredible run of great talent come through the program. Of course, one of the biggest ones being Zaif Umar, who participated in the 2018 March Art Madness, who then went on to participate in our story contest, which is called Summer of Manga, in 2019. And then in 2025, just a couple months ago, we debuted his original graphic novel, his manga, Orisha. And it all started with March Art Madness. March Art Madness, we haven't done it in a couple of years as we've been focused on our book program and other products. But man, we are super excited to be back. We tried it a little differently this year, and we'll talk about some of the changes we went through. But we're really excited to have a chance to present to you guys this year's class of incredible creators and talk about who we think was one of the most talented artists in this year's field for March Art Madness. I'm going to do a very quick screen share here and walk you guys through what we're doing. But first, I do want to introduce you to the incredible folks that we have here right now. So you guys will see them here in just a moment. Give me a second here. Let me get this set up in the right way here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do the screen share there live. Okay, there we go. And while we are getting started with this from March Madness 2025, I do want to give a chance to introduce the incredible folks who are going to be helping us judge this year's event. And so that starts with, first and foremost, Jackie Rindy, who for the past several years has helped to organize this event. So Jackie, please say hi.
Hi. How's it going?
Going very good. We then have some of our top artists. We have first starting off with Oscar Fong. He is the artist of our series Mastering Multiplayer World of Ghosts. Oscar, why don't you say hi to everybody?
You're muted.
Yeah, unmute your mic.
Let me try that again. Hello, everyone. Good to be here, guys.
Of course, we have Oscar's from New Zealand. If you guys are wondering what you just heard, he's from New Zealand. So there you go. We have J.R. DeBard, who is another artist that we discovered many years ago. We discovered Oscar as well many years ago through one of our programs. J.R., we discovered at Anime NYC, the very first one, back in 2017, I think. But J.R., would you like to say hi to everybody?
Yo, how's it going, everybody?
JR, of course, just received a bronze in the International Manga Awards program. So big congratulations to JR for his manga Underground.
Woo!
Yeah.
We have Frank Simmons, who also was an artist that debuted with us many years ago. He came through Summer of Manga. He came through March Art Madness and Summer of Manga, and then was published in our 2024, I think it was 2023, actually, Saturday AM annual book. I worked on a really cool short story called Falsehoods. Frank, how are you doing, man?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm Frank Simmons. I have been here. This probably makes about the 5th year anniversary that I've been actively doing something at Saturday AM. And so it's been, I've been on a lot of little things around here. I've been on like maybe you've seen my artwork on something like a March Art Madness or Falsehoods or Gakaboom, or maybe you've seen my artwork and not really known it was me who was there. But anyhow, it's probably I've really probably shown up in a lot many more places than you've probably realized.
And they had a chance to meet you in public when we all met at Baltimore Comic-Con, I believe, right?
Yes, that was 2022, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, so Frank's been a valuable part of our team, a real bedrock part of our team. Just a really great guy, and had a chance to meet Frank's late father as well. So Frank's been incredible talent, really supportive of our program, and just a great guy overall. And then last but not least, we have our co-founder, one of the biggest artists in the world. I'm talking, of course, about Brian Zander, but I think some people may say I'm talking about White Manga. White, would you like to say hello to people and tell them where you achieved your Crocodile Dundee hat?
You know, as usual, Fred's hating. You know what I'm saying? Fred's hating instead of participating. So thanks for having me on, and can't wait to see what everybody's got cooked up for this year's iteration of March Art Madness, and let's get the show on the road.
Well, before we do that, we do have to also take a moment to celebrate that White just picked up his first award with Apple Black light novel called Apple Black Origins, The Spectrum and the Spectre. This was listed as a favorite for young adult readers, grades 9 through 12, from the Children's Book Council. So one of the only light novels on the list, and absolutely just a huge honor because this is the first light novel that we ever did. This was written from White's direction. White oversaw the whole thing, including putting some really killer artwork in here, a couple of great illustrations by Stephanie Williams, who was a Marvel Comics writer. But this is a huge achievement of White's, and so just want to publicly again congratulate White for winning just great recognition from the Children's Book Council. So way to go, White. This is a really, really big win. So guys,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. There were other AM victories there, and we've been racking up a couple awards, more to come hopefully, and I'm sure that we'll have even more announcements as we keep going. But it was a fun experience. It was nice working with Stephanie Williams to put that together, and hopefully people enjoyed it. Well, it seems like they did.
Yeah, of course, definitely. And last but not least, we have the CEO. We have the sponsor of this year's event, which is Resurrection Games, upcoming trading card or collectible game card maker. They have taken on the challenge of trying to take our content and turn it into a trading card game, which is definitely not easy. And so we've been really tickled to have a chance to work with them and help put together this thing. And still got a lot of work to do, but we wanted to welcome Brian and thank Brian for sponsoring this year's event and for working on this game. And so we'll be talking more a little bit later about Saturday Wars, a CCG game. Again, still got a lot of work to do on it, but this is really cool. Our folks work really hard on this to support them with their art and stuff. So a big shout out to everyone who worked on this project, but a big shout out to Brian as well and his company. Brian, please say hi and introduce yourself if you'd like.
Hey, everyone. It's very nice to see, obviously, the people from Saturday AM and also those who are joining us live. Do you mind if I do a plug for the game, Frederick, while we're talking?
Please. I have a thing here for it, but yes.
If you want to go try the game, you can go try it right now on Tabletop Simulator. You just Google Tabletop Simulator, go in, look up Resurrection Games, Saturday Wars, CCG. You can play the full game, the entire set for Volume 1. He is available there to play, build decks with, have some fun with. So go do it. It's available for free, so just go try it out and see what it's like. We'd love to get your feedback as you play the game and as we kind of go through the next phase. Collecting more feedback from the community and people that are playing the game would be really great for us. So thank you.
Yeah, everyone, we held an event at North Carolina Comic Con a few months back, and people had a real ball playing it. I'll be at An Amazement store here in Raleigh, North Carolina tomorrow, doing a signing for our books, and we'll certainly be talking about the game there, and we might be able to do something with the store as they do trading card games at that location. To see if we can get additional feedback, but as you heard White mention earlier, we've picked up a number of awards for our manga over the years. We've been at this for over a decade. This stuff is always hard. It's always hard to put together stuff, and so what I always say to folks is that I have such great admiration for the people who are doing things and trying things, because that really is what makes this stuff special. It's very easy to look at this stuff. I just saw the other day someone was posting about, I forgot what, I think it was Ron Mars, who's one of my favorite writers of all time when I was younger, but still a great guy. And he and I will exchange notes, or I'll say something, he might respond to it, and vice versa, which I'm always honored whenever he does so. But he was talking about how, he doesn't make movies. I don't make movies, but he was like, but he's always stunned when he gets on social media and sees people giving critiques of movies. And Ron has been doing amazing work for years, and in comic books, some iconic comics, and then to see people attacking movies, of which some of them are based on the comics he came up with. He's always like, I wouldn't even know how to critique these movies because I don't make movies. And it's one of those great things that we've had with Saturday AM is that we get to build this stuff. We get to see how it works, and it's always hard. It's always complicated. There's stuff that White and I are working on right now that's going to surprise people. We announce it later, and we're learning stuff at that moment, in terms of how stuff should look and what we have to do with it. So it's always complicated, but we definitely appreciate true, honest feedback from people who are genuinely trying to give our stuff a chance. We always appreciate that, and I want to thank you guys for giving a chance. You can try this virtual tabletop simulator. It's really neat. It's a great way to try to play the game and so forth. So we'll be doing more stuff visually with you guys. We'll be talking about this ourselves over future videos. So check this out, but take advantage of the opportunity, and we'll have some links for it in the description when this airs for everybody outside of the live chat. So with that being said, thank you again, all the judges, and we're going to jump into this real quickly, folks, because everyone is really, really, really excited, and we also have a lot of stuff to do. So we're going to try to breeze through this quickly, and I hope you guys appreciate that. First of all, let's talk about the legacy of March Art Madness. We've done this event now, like I said, for a number of years. We've had, as you can see, winners from literally around the world. We had Miles O'Brien, who won in the United States. That was one of our very first winners. William Peterson won in Sweden. Bailey Boutel, who was just phenomenal. That was the very first artwork you see there on the left side. It's got this really cool image of a sow from Bully Eater, and Neeli from Imwalk in the back. We have Alex Brandon Dent, who won the very last year that we did it. And that's with his Saturday Wars artwork that you see at the bottom. That's back when we were first putting together the concept for 2023. But we've had tremendous artists throughout the history of the program, and so we're really excited to finally bring it back after a 2-year absence. And the artwork you see here is this great artwork from Jay Oden, who does a manga for us called Hammer, which is the kid with the 2 hammers, and Daedalus Bond and Viper Neo, which is by Oscar Fong, and it cemented kind of the idea of this year's event, which traditionally you have 64 teams or 64 artists who come into the program and then compete with each other for 5 weeks and just boom, 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 boom. Literally, we match up 2 artists, we give them a theme, people vote on it, and then whoever gets the most votes is sent to the next level until you're down to the final 4, just like in March Madness, the basketball tournament we based it on. This year's event was very different. So for the return, what we decided to do was we decided to make it just be a very brisk 4-week event. We allowed people to come into the event whenever they wanted to. They could use artwork they already had. They didn't have the artwork they created specifically for Saturday AM, and then they could, all they had to do was repost it, so just reshare it with a brand new post on Instagram and put in there the special tags and so forth necessary for us to recognize it. And every vote they got or like that they got was counted as a vote, worth a couple of points. And so it was an interesting process, a little different. I think some folks, would have liked for us to have the classic event, but it's a lot of work. So again, what you're going to see here are some amazing artists that we were very excited to see come through the system this year, and perhaps next year we'll go back to the old way. We'll certainly be doing it again next year, but this event was different, and it speaks to the legacy of the program. This year's event is going to honor an artist with $500 in Amazon gift cards, Saturday War CCG package. We're going to have an exclusive Clockstriker variant card. We're going to get a copy of Saturday AM Manga, including the brand new Orisha, and an advanced copy of Saturday Wars, which is our brand new crossover manga event. We also have a chance to contribute an exclusive design to a set of the trading cards for Saturday Wars CCG, the trading card game, which I showed earlier. So some really cool stuff here for the artists that we deem to be the absolute best, and that's what they're playing for. Again, it's sponsored by the Saturday Wars collectible card game. This, again, is a really, really cool game. We're super excited to have a chance to try something new. I literally just was saying today, as a matter of fact, that there's a comic book company called what's it called? It just got started, called Distillery. No, was it Distillery? It was Tiny Onion from James Tinian, and who's a great writer, incredible writer. I had a chance to meet him at last couple of shows, and so he started his own company, and one of the creators he was working with was like, hey, I'd like to make a trading card game. And so they're actually going to come out with a comic book that has a trading card with it. And, how well will it do? I don't know, but I thought that was intriguing. It just goes to show, again, the level of passion and creativity that exists and trying to develop ways to get people excited about card games. So we're very excited with this. We think people will enjoy it if they give it a chance. So we're excited to get this out there and have more people engage with it. This game has obviously artwork from all of us. The idea is for this to launch later in 2025. Again, with the tariffs and everything happening, can't say for sure what all will happen, but we do know that we certainly have dreams of this coming out into stores. So we're working very hard to try to make that happen, and we can use your help to bring us, more honest feedback and just really kind of help us craft this to be the absolute best game that we can make it. Saturday Wars, of course, is our first game to feature all of our heroes, our first manga, feature all of our heroes, as I showed earlier. If you like stories like Crisis on Infinite Earths, the upcoming Avengers Doomsday, and then Avengers Secret Wars, then you'll love this. This is Apple Black, Clock Striker, Hammer, Master Multiplayer with a Ghost, Bully Eater, Soul Beat, and more. Other characters pop up in here. Really great treat for people to check out. We can't wait for you guys to see it. You can see here, there's just some fantastic artwork in it by Eddie Fry, who's the core artist throughout the series. And so again, some really, really exciting stuff. Manga, featured in a big ad campaign for apparel. You can buy some of these great shirts and so forth at stores around the country and online. So do look out for Saturday AM apparel based on Apple Black and Clock Striker and other titles. You've met our judges already. So this is a fine group of people here. You can see that Oscar is featured with his favorite hat, as is JR with his, is that a devil hat, JR? All of you are wearing hats, actually.
It does say demon on it.
Okay, I did say it. And then is that Luffy for you, Jackie? Is that Luffy?
Yeah, Straw Hat Crew.
Straw Hat Crew, got it. So hats off to me, White, Frank, and Brian for being hatless individuals, except for White now.
I'm hatless right now. Does that count for something?
All right, well let's get into this. Let's talk about the artists who participated and didn't make it to the final round. Again, artists were allowed to post content based on themes. This could be original art. This could be artwork that they did some time ago if it fit the theme. And there's some really great artists here. First off is Star Tunes Art. And this was just, this artist right here just had great character, great identity. We really, really love this artist's work. And unfortunately, they didn't make it to the final round, but this was a really compelling piece of art, and this artist had a lot of talent that we saw in some of the other posts they had on their Instagram page, and you should follow them. You see here on the Instagram link there. Does anyone have any comment they want to make real quickly on this?
I love
Great
the
overall
colors.
energy, use of color.
I just love the zany energy coming from this piece.
Mhm.
Great.
Definitely about the yellow popping on the purple there, and also the red. Great
I was gonna say, red, yeah, the red pops too.
use
Really nice.
of use of like the range of color, and not needing to go overboard with it with a multitude of color either.
I got you. Yeah, Jackie, you want to say something?
I was just saying what everyone else was saying. Just love the use of the colors. Yeah, there's a lot going on. This is interesting. It's fun.
It really does. It's very fun. Yeah, agree with all of that. Fun, original, just a really talented artist. Hope to see more from this artist in any capacity. If you want to support this artist, please follow them on Instagram because talent like this should be celebrated. Next up, we had jbart.z. And this artist, produced obviously more sort of shonen-esque sort of content. This stuff looked really cool here. I really like the look of the armor on this. A bit strange it didn't have, like, I remember seeing this piece and thinking like, well, where's the it looks like a PNG almost with like no background and stuff. But I did like I like the design of the characters a bit. Does anyone want to throw in a quick comment about this?
Yeah, I agree. The character designs are cool and line art's clean. I dig it. Would have liked to see more. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we had jribbyj.art. This obviously was a stunning piece. I remember this was around the theme of ninja. This was an absolutely stunning piece. Wish this artist had gone with more content so that they could have advanced to the final round. But man, this was really, really stunning. The level of detail, the setting that you're really drawn into. Basically, this is an illustration that evokes a scene, and this is difficult for artists, but they're able to actually bring you into a full scene with a story to it just by the virtue of one static image, and this is really impressive. Does anyone have any thoughts on this piece?
Excellent rendering. And also the amount of being able to show the difference between fabric and skin and flower petals.
That's a very good point, Frank. Very, very good point. So yeah, so like I said, a lot of artists we're going to see here, folks. We wish they had produced a few more pieces of art so they could have advanced to the final stage. But again, big shout out to these folks who didn't want to go without giving these guys their flowers. I remember this was a chibi theme. Sheep and Tiger Co. is the name of this artist. Please make sure you guys you're following these artists on Instagram. They deserve it. But yeah, I was really impressed with this. I mean, chibi art is deceptively hard to do. And I thought this was really well done. I love the patterns on the outfit and just everything fit. Because again, chibi proportions are always exaggerated. But it still has a logic where it has to actually fit and feel biologically correct with the character itself. And I think this person really nailed that look. Does anyone have any thoughts on this?
Pretty good stuff, pretty clean. And I can see this being sold as a sticker or something. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the coloring as well around the face and how you get like the different shade for the skin tone. Potch the artist. This is an artist that obviously is getting started and developing their skills, but they're starting to nail a couple of the key things that they need to do to produce an image that has some real impact to it. So you've got this demon-looking character with flames and so forth on it. So again, this is not bad at all. Anyone have any thoughts on this?
I think this is
The idea for the design.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Jackie.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, I think this is an original character. This was the Create Your Own Titan, um, and I think it's really, really cool. I could see some like demon influences, maybe like some Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, yeah, I really like it. I like the fire effects too. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can I jump in and say something?
Definitely an antagonist sort of vibe.
I'm sorry, Frank. You said it again.
Definitely antagonist sort of vibes.
I would think so. Yeah, but again, I don't, can't ever fully say unless the creator is
No, you
speaking about it.
don't really know, but it's just
Right, that's right.
that's cool and that's yeah.
Brian, you had something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and this applies to, I think, everybody in this category, like the fact that people are making art, putting it out there, entering contests and being a part of it. Like, I just applaud everybody for the courage and the effort that goes into this. It's not easy to put yourself out into a public forum like this. And so, and whenever you're coming up as an artist, that like that first time that you put work out is probably the most nerve-wracking ever. I remember the first time I exhibited my work when I was in art school, and it was the same kind of thing. So I just want to applaud this artist as well as all the others for putting the effort in and being willing to put themselves out there. That's really important. And like Fred said, you should follow these people because you never know where they're going to end up 2, 3, 5 years down the line.
100%. And one of the challenges again of stuff like this as we'll go through all of these is character design. That's one of the things we always look at in March Art Madness is when we do have a theme that's about creating original characters, it's, can you create something that feels really original? And like with this right here, I think it was Frank that said, or maybe it was Jackie, but I mean, this can go a lot of different places. It could be Jujutsu Kaisen. This could be, maybe not Attack on Titan. This could be Fire Force. I mean, but there's a lot of interesting aspects here to this character design that I really enjoy. And I love just the extra detail of the tongue hanging out the mouth. It does bring a sense of malevolence to it. So the single eyeball at the top, like I thought this was a really cool character design. Moving on, we have Astray 4016. And I believe this person, I remember seeing this person, was really impressed with this person. Just they've done some stuff in the past featuring Saturday AM characters. And this is I just really like this person's style. They have real ability to try to do things in different capacities with different medium potentially. And I just really like what this person did for their for the theme that they had here. It's just got this kind of like really cool originality, but also this really sort of foreboding nature that's just atmospheric. And I just thought this was great. Anyone?
When you can create something with depth like this, and it's like 90% black, is pretty cool. Like look on the his left hand and the ropes underneath, and just the subtle details that are there. Really tight attention to detail in that area.
100%. Yeah, and even by the way, the logo design there is really killer. Logos are not easy to do, and that's just a great logo design.
Getting some
One of the factors
from that one.
Say what now?
What do you always?
Getting some Hellsing vibes from this one. I don't know if you guys get the same kind of vibe, like Castlevania, Batman, Hellsing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely dark supernatural sort of action title without question. Zuriel the Surreal. I remember seeing this young person had a couple of posts, and again, would love to see maybe a bit better use of color, but ultimately I did enjoy again some of the originality of the designs. When I saw the post, I thought like, I can, they're getting the perspective right, even though, there's still work to be done to really kind of bring it home and provide some texture and depth to it. But the character designs really stood out to me because they just looked original. I hadn't seen anything quite like it. So I really enjoyed this person's work. Anyone, let's just hit just one person at a time. Anyone have any quick thoughts on this? Just one thought that you can throw out there.
Yeah, with the piece on the left, it looks like they were really trying to push things like perspective and things like that. It's really cool. I'd like to see them evolve more. Yeah.
I think they will. I mean, I think to Brian's point, I mean, again, this is why this tournament is always such a great tournament because, again, what it does, it forces artists out of their comfort zone. It forces them to try different things and definitely forces them to put the work out there to be seen and be evaluated. And I think in this case, like you said, when I looked at that first piece, I think that's the first piece they did. I think it was a Titan theme. And I remember looking at it and thinking, like, there's a lot of things that immediately need to be fixed. The columns in the back, kind of are just kind of like straight lines. There's not really any sort of texture or depth to it other than the line scratches. The plane that they're sitting on, kind of has this depth of field. I'm not quite sure if it lines up exactly right, but there's an attempt at perspective. For the most part, you're getting it, like you feel what they're trying to do. The character design, again, while the colors are a bit kind of static, there's still some ideas there about color and trying to create like a real emotion with the character. And I think it's really cool. And then the other character, like I said, I just thought that was a really cool character design. I mean, the face mask and the goggles, it's just a really cool character design. So definitely follow these folks. This is Zuriel, the Surreal. Definitely follow this person as well. The Flounder 2, there's a couple of images that the Flounder 2 had. Again, I think this is an artist that is starting to understand a couple of key things. One thing I did love about this artist was that a lot of times when you're an illustrator in these types of tournaments, we see them and they'll typically try to just do action. And it's a much harder, always harder to depict a character just existing in an environment. That is by far the hardest thing to do. And when I see an artist who literally is trying to do that with their attempts at getting people to like their work, I just always have a lot of respect for that. And so these three images could not be more different from each other. And I think these are just really striking because of that. And they're just really solid art as well. Does anyone have a quick thought?
I want to agree with Frederick with not being afraid to go for putting the background and whole rest of the scene on.
100%.
Because the backgrounds also have a lot of character here too. It really just finishes the mood.
100%.
And this
and again,
artist really got to that point level.
Correct. And again, these are all very different from each other, which again is I think a really big deal in terms of their effectiveness. We have BLK_RD. Again, I really like this artist. They had some images here that were action based, but always had a lot of atmosphere to it, black and white, but you could feel the depth and the detail in the work. I really like this quite a bit, actually. I remember really talking about this kid to some people. Does anyone have any thoughts on this?
I can see, progression and someone like this if they keep going, and they'll probably be that kind of very detailed artist if they take it seriously and they keep going. And they can do some really cool dynamic signing-esque stuff. Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. There's a classic artist named Alex Toth that probably most of our folks watching this have never heard of. But Alex Toth was an artist that he was one of those artists who's considered an artist. And what I love about this work here is that it has a very Alex Toth sense, where there's not a lot of line work on the characters' musculature and so forth. But on the other hand, there's a lot of emotion involved. He understands the body and just how it sits and how you can capture so much of the body without having to overdo it. But on the other hand, there's detail, to White's point, in other places where you need to have detail to kind of convey what it is. The monster has more detail. The monster on the right it's got his mouth open. You see the detail inside of the monster's mouth, even with the tongue. It just kind of adds to the horrific nature of that creature. The warrior in front of it, who's in the very far scene with the axe, there's detail on his lower part of his outfit, and it's just really rocks. I really, really love this artist. I thought it was really great stuff across the board. Hot Sauce Pepper. I remember seeing this artist as well. I'm really liking their work. The first one was I remember arcade-based content. And they featured Titan King and Apple Black and Clock Striker, I think, back there in the back where they're playing the game. And then the other one was Female Warrior. Really like this artist's work. I thought this artist had like just a really fun energy to their work, and it was detailed where it needed to be. And I thought this was just really cool. Does anyone have any thoughts on a Hot Sauce Pepper 196?
Just like I've said about backgrounds, I'm looking real hard at this arcade machine at the Saturday AM game, and really how they put like a whole nother image inside the image in order to get the gamepad down. And it's like I definitely look very hard at these kind of details that draw me in that way.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I totally agree. Like this is really, really solid stuff. I remember saying that first one. I just think like, man, that's. I mean, that was probably out of the images we've seen today. That's probably the most March Art Madness sort of image we've had that we would have had in the past. Just really strong stuff. We have Trod.shsa. This artist, I remember, posted a lot of content here. Again, a lot of personality in the art. Some stuff works a little bit better than others, in my opinion, but a lot of personality here. And I do love this one character design that they seem to have, this character with the mask, and kind of this really kind of not sophisticated outfit, at the boots with the high threads to lace it up. But I think this artist had a lot of personality. I was really taken by the artist's the sort of ideas they put into the art. Anyone have any thoughts on this?
I was trying for the life of me to figure out the image in the middle. It looks like a Spider-Man character, but I know it's not. It's like from some popular fighting game, but I just can't put my finger on where I've seen this character before.
Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't know that was an original. I thought it was an original character, but you're saying that might be a character based on another
I mean,
franchise?
I don't know. Maybe it is an original character. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
A lot of people do the face mask thing, like Spider-Man and so forth. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was original. That's a common conceptual that people have. So again, I thought it was pretty cool with that. Again, like I said, would love to see this creator continue. I think a lot of opportunity will come as creators that continue to develop their skills. But I was really, really impressed with what I saw here. Again, a lot of personality through this. Tara Art Book. This is one of my artists that I saw at the very beginning. I was really impressed with. Again, just a lot of detail. Kind of a painterly vibe to it. Just really, really cool stuff. You want to have a quick thought about this?
That's another one of those where if they keep going, they will definitely keep improving. They have the eye for certain details with the coloring and the lighting of things. And the more they experiment and put a little bit more finesse over time, it'll only get better and better and better and better and better. So,
100%. Stuff. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the female warrior just was. I remember seeing that, just thinking like, now that is badass. It's great armor design. You can see the musculature and the character with their abs. Just really, really cool. Probably the worst thing about it was just the weapon seemed a little weird. Just seems a little awkward in her hand, but I thought that was great. And then that person followed up with this other image of this sort of, I don't know if this is a god or demon type character, but again, really impressive stuff. Wish they had drawn more because I think they could have had a chance to take this tournament. Thunder X Bear. I remember seeing this creator as well. I remember the first one was a Titan, which was it was hard for me to kind of make out this Titan that was on the other side here. This was meant to be a Titan. It was kind of a strange character design here, but interesting. But these were all, I thought this person again is has a lot of opportunity to continue to develop and get really strong with their art. But they did at least try different things with their artwork, and I really appreciated that. The middle one is probably my favorite piece because it's got emotion, it's got characters, it's got different characters interact with each other, it's got different planet perspective. I like the backdrop on it. Just I think that was probably my favorite piece in this creator's output. I think just for extra time, we're going to kind of just fly through these. I'm just going to kind of get some quick thoughts when we get to the finals here. But Thunder X Bear continued on. They had this great piece here with cast and the mock-up of the cover. Again, I think some of the challenges with this one, it was just trying to capture, with the artist not advancing. I thought this artist was really talented. I think just some of the pieces possibly lacked just, a more defined background, but there were a lot of things that were really, really, really strong here. Perspective on this artist's work was really fantastic for the next bear. The perspective was great. Every image had different elements where the characters were in different frames of the illustration, and that's exceptionally hard to do. Anyone want to throw a quick comment on this artist before we move on?
Yeah, and there's some storytelling going on too in the first image. You have the setup of the scene and you have the commander talking, and then the image right next to it, there's a ninja going around assassing the characters in the back and then appearing at the front with the blade. So I think it's cool how this artist utilized storytelling.
Yeah, I agree. And same in the front. Like I said, this image in the middle I thought was really had a lot of story going on with it. Okay, next is Mightborn. I remember again, this person did this kind of Attack on Titan design. They actually took it literally and actually had like a Titan type character. Definitely great camera perspective here with that image in the lower bottom half was kind of like the ninja, I guess, or kind of warrior with the iron fist type of hands. Great perspective on the camera on that. Does anyone have any thoughts on Mightborn real quickly?
Pretty clean stuff. This is, some of the more advanced artists so far. Put them in that camp. So really good design, and you can kind of see that trajectory where just continuously get better. I like the piece with the coloring. You see a lot of most of them are very character designy, but one of them at least you can see a little background stuff, trying to experiment with that. So they keep it up, they'll get better too.
100%. And that background was great about that one is that it's got just a slight sort of distortion on it that makes it look like it's slightly out of frame, which is really great. They had some additional images here. The trading card, I think, was one of my favorite images that they did. But like you said, this is one of the stronger artists that was in the group by far. And so just didn't get the number of likes that they had, but this was a top artist without question. Lighting effects were also really, really killer. We have Ultimos. This is one of my favorite artists in the group. Didn't post enough, but this artist was really, really solid. Obviously, mega talented. They had the Fire Force illustration. They had the Kimberly from Street Fighter. There's not a lot to say here, just like the artists that we just showed before this, but really talented, great use of color, great dynamism of the image. Just really, really, really great stuff. A great chibi image here with Street Fighter in it, and then you had the Guilty Gear image as well. Great perspective on that. Love the light sheen that hits on the sword. Really, really strong stuff. All right, so we get to our final 6 artists. These were artists that amassed the most votes or most likes per their post that they did. They did many posts. So every week you could do 5 different themes if you were registered, which is another part of this issue. Then you got a chance to get 2 additional themes you could draw, and then you could draw them. You drew them. You could submit them whenever you wanted to. There wasn't necessarily a countdown of when you had to do it. But as long as you got them out there, that means that you at least got extra points. And so these artists did that. You'll see these artists contribute a lot. We're going to move very quickly through these artists because, again, we want to get this artist discussed and chosen so that we can get to getting these artists their great prizes. So first up is AA7 Arts. This artist had a number of entries. The Opal and Santa one was really fantastic to me because this was just, again, capturing the characters and just bringing some real identity to it. I also love that middle image where you've got the camera angle. You got a lot of characters in the mix. The ninja as well was really cool looking image with not a detailed background, but I really love the detail of the texture of the clothes. They had the chibi art. They had they're a huge Apple Black fan evidently. They had a great they had a image of Sano and his Eridus as if it was a Titan from Attack on Titan. They had the NCAA mascots from March Madness there as well. And then they did the trading card. They did a ninja for TMNT. They did a god, which was, I think, Anubis. That's what they have there. And a few more really cool things here. So I'm going to go back here and ask, does anyone have any thoughts on this artist?
I appreciate the Apple Black Love. You know, maybe one day we'll get the characters on official GQ covers or something. I don't know. But there is, again, here some promise and some experimentation. You know, some of the art style is not all uniform. So at least there's like an attempt to experiment and come out of comfort zone. Drawing multiple characters. So, you know, I think we appreciate the effort and energy and consistency put into the competition, but just into your art overall. And, you know, in some cases, those are very valuable moving forward and improving your art. I saw some reoccurring characters. I'm guessing they're like original characters and, you know, stuff you can build from. And, yeah, pretty good stuff. I think there's still a lot to improve on certain things where you can have the art have just a little bit more finesse and give it a little bit more care. But overall, very good effort.
I agree. I think, as I said, I think this artist had a lot of positive things. But again, what I appreciate with the tournament, which again is the key here, is that they tried to do every opportunity that was thrown at them, and whether they already had the art or they created new art. In many cases here, the stuff was new. They tried something different. And like you said, White, they pushed themselves. And that to me is very impressive. Nishi.comics was another of the finalists. This is the second of the 6 finalists. Again, they approached most of the contests here, including Westerns was one of the themes. So they did that. They did Chibi. They did Female Warrior, the trading card, the NCAA. They just did a lot of stuff here to try to really get into it. I think there's some stuff here that I really enjoyed. There's some art ideas they have here. They don't always land for me. Like some of them don't quite hit always, but they're trying at least. Probably my favorite shot is the one of this character who appears to be one of their original characters, who's walking down the street. It's got perspective. It's got like some depth. I like the character design of the main character. He also pops up here on the cover next to Sano. But that's one of my favorite images because there's an attempt there to try to do some stuff. The shadows don't quite fit. I don't think the shadows that he have fit anywhere on these pieces, but at least this person's trying to bring shadows into a perspective. They've got the skyline in the back. I just really like that image of them walking down the street, the guy with the hoodie and his friend. But like I said, this is, I think, a very talented artist. Does anyone have any thoughts on this artist? Let me just choose one person to go through this. Frank, what's your read on this artist here?
I'm looking a lot harder at the black and white ones, or like very limited color ones, and it's just the design is just of the characters still. Once again, it's like fits the environment. They don't break their character or their background.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think their black and white work is their strongest work. I think when they go color, it loses a bit of detail with it. I think even in the black and white, again, there's still obviously a lot of work to be done where they've got to improve a few things. But all in all, I think this artist has a lot of talent. That's really was game to try a lot of different things, which I give them a lot of credit for. Again, I assume this one character is their main character design. And I would encourage them to try different types of characters. Just so you can again, as I say all the time, if all you draw is Goku, this is not Goku. If all you draw is Goku, then you might be the best Goku artist in the world, but that doesn't prove that you can draw other things. So try to step out of your comfort zone and really try to approach different characters, different shapes, different sizes, obviously different genders, which this person does do that. But just it would be nice for this character to stretch just a little bit more on the types of characters that they're doing. But all in all, though, again, I give this creator a lot of credit for trying different things here. Still some work in progress, in my opinion, of things they got to do, like the abs here for this female character looks a little wonky. But again, this is stuff that comes from the more attempts they have like this, the better they start to find kind of the nuance of how to do this stuff in their style, but still hit the right elements of what you have to create detail and perspective on these characters. That's Nishi.comics. Our third one is Shell.Simone. I think, of these finals, I think this creator has probably the most range. Great color, great detail, different character looks. just like really nails different aspects that you want to see in this event. And so I was just really impressed with this creator and the way that they delivered all the different concepts and ideas. So you can see here they did the NCAA, they did the trading card, they did the Western, and I would imagine that most of these are original. They did the Saturday M cover. I'd imagine most of these are original, but these all came out, to my opinion, really, really strong. Oscar, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, I certainly see a lot of there's a lot of different like styles. Like they've gone for like the cell shaded, but they've also gone for like this really like fully rendered version of this image in the middle. And I think trying to do like different styles was also really neat as well. Just to as an artist, you want to improve yourself in one way or another, and trying different methods is I think it's pretty cool.
Me too. I would also, again, like I said, one of the things I saw a lot of artists we saw before in this final stage. This one, something I really love. Again, these characters all look very different. They all look very different. I mean, the musculature in the two characters on the very top here versus these characters here, which are just meant to be kind of played more kind of like cartoony and straight. To me, like that's just great range. Again, like they'll improve with each of these to get better and better. But I really was impressed with that. Sorry, we have one more set of their stuff here. Again, just showing great backgrounds and so forth. With this one, just some really strong art across the board. Different, by the way. One thing that I say a lot in the past, I say a lot typically in these things. Haven't said it much tonight, but I also really, really enjoyed the diversity. It's nice to see different ethnicities by an artist. Boredom Holic. This creator had a lot of energy, a lot of fun, I think. Jared DeBar, what'd you make of these?
I dig the color work. They have a very cartoony style. It actually does remind me of Jay in a way, and not just because he did Hammer. There's like some very like, how do I put it? There's like pushing of anatomy in a way that, kind of brings to mind Jay. And it's in a way that's, cohesive. And I think works for everything.
I would say just like the artists we just saw, Chell.Simone, this is probably one of my beliefs is probably one of the strongest artists of the tournament, because again, there's a lot of things they're doing here. And I think that whenever I've done these tournaments in the past, it's always stood out to me when artists are bringing lots to the table. There are lots of things you can nitpick. Again, like the cover there is not like they base it on the size of a 1080 by 1080 Instagram post, not as an actual cover. So like the dimensions and stuff are just a little wonky and weird. But again, that doesn't change the fact that the stud on that looks amazing. He really tried to capture Jay's style. They tried to capture Jay's style. You've got this great story being told here with the mythological character coming out of the guy's, the genie coming out of coming out of the guy's mouth. Like, that's a great.
I just realized on that piece that I knew it was a genie and everything.
But
I just noticed the shirt that says "I'm a lamp."
Yeah,
and, I'm cracking up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you got the arcade piece, you've got the chibi with Naruto, which I guess is the existing piece. The trading card images I think looks really great. The one with her and the horse, I thought this was great because drawing any animal is hard, as you guys all know. Drawing an animal and having someone on top of the animal and having someone interact with the animal and still have it look of one piece is really, really complicated. Great perspective on the shot with the guy wearing the demon mask. And then you get down here, and this just looks like a totally different style altogether with the sort of pink illustration here. Great speed lines here. Great speed lines as well. The plane taking off, the Zeus running with the basketball. I mean, like there's a lot here. There's an artist I'm going to see tomorrow at Animes called Shizi City. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this reminds me somewhat of their work. Just really, really strong stuff here, and lots of great ideas on here. So that is Boredom Holic. I think we have two more to go. We have King and Dubu. And again, I think King and Dubu, their style is very specific. It's very, very, very rendered. Like they detail everything that they do. That's a style of art that I really haven't seen in a long time. But this person really gets into detail in the work and really brings you fully into it. They want you to see everything, and they do that. And I thought this was all like really different, really compelling, unique. I love the Attack on Titan piece with the Titan being knocked down. I think that's Thanos. I think. A lot of this was just really, really strong. And then of course they did Clock Striker, Orsha, and Opal from Apple Black in the piece there. But again, like I said, this reminds me. This is more obviously traditional comic art, but again, it's got some great detail to it. Brian, what did you make of this?
Yeah, can you go back? Can you go back one, Fred, in your slide? So, like, I'm looking at the character art here, and they're all very, very expressive and unique in their own way, even though the style is cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could see this play through a comic or a series or anything like that, and see like you can have this unique style, but also have all the individual characters stand out and kind of be their own thing. And that's something like when characters start to meld together a little bit too much, that's something that I don't really love. I think from like an autonomy perspective, there's a little bit of work to be done on that front. But a little bit of studying, a little bit of continue line drawing, life drawing, that kind of thing will really bring that all together and be really smooth. So excited to see what more comes from this artist in the future.
Totally agree. I will say that yes, I agree with everything you're saying. That said, there's a classic artist from my time when I was a kid named Paul Gulacy. Again, this may mean nothing to most of you guys, but Paul Gulacy was incredible. And this artist, who I'm sure has never heard of Paul Gulacy, reminds me of Paul Gulacy's work. Paul Gulacy did Shang-Chi, the Shang-Chi comic back in the 70s. And he was known for Paul Gulacy's work was unlike this, which is, like I said, overly rendered a lot. Paul's work wasn't overly rendered like that, so it was really smooth. But you could see the sinewiness of the muscles. And I'm looking, like I said, like this piece here with Ryu and whatever the character's name is from Tekken, and like there's just real like emotion and energy in that. The guy laying on the horse that's he pulls that off, and that's not an easy piece of art to do. The Titan being like framed exactly right. We don't quite know exactly what happened here, although I guess he got punched in the eye, but just he's laying exactly right to just capture his body just being absolutely demolished. He's laying down. You still got the head in the right frame here. These two ninja characters standing above a group of bodies. The perspective is really fantastic. So again, like there's some stuff here that doesn't quite hit. Like I think the Saturday M piece ironically doesn't hit nearly as strong as it could. But the piece here with the ninja, and you got this really detailed background in the back. You've got the fight going on with all the soldiers and so forth, medieval time. Like that, like all this stuff is really complicated, and this artist pulls it off. And yes, there's stuff for this artist to continue to improve on, but man, what they are doing is high level skill set to be able to pull some of the stuff off. So a big shout to King and Dubu. And then last we have Emerald Vision, and Jackie, we'll let you talk about Emerald Vision here. But again, I remember saying this and again thinking that this artist again did everything we was talking about. They attempted every type of art. They tried to bring their theme. They tried to bring some personality to it. All of it had a level of detail and perspective that is just really, really, really significant. Again, this is solid stuff here. So, Jackie, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, when I was looking over everyone's art, I also looked through the descriptions, and I remember this artist specifically, for each of these pieces, he was trying to put a bit of himself in each one of these. So, and I thought that was really interesting. Like, uh, some of these top ones are from themes he chose and he wanted to do, he found interesting. So, I really like the colors. I really like how there's a lot of energy going on. If you go to the next set of artworks, um, the one in the top left corner, there's a lot of like crossovers going on,
Detail.
a lot of like you
All
know.
that detail like that, like just imagine, like I mean,
Yeah.
every little part of that, like that's really impressive. That's really impressive.
Right, right. And I think they even put some of our Saturday books in that image if you look closely on it. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's- yeah.
yeah, just very, very good work. They thought a lot about what they wanted to put in each image, and you could tell because there's a lot of personality in them.
I couldn't agree more. I'm so happy that you called out like that image because I remember seeing that image when they posted it, and I thought it was really cool. The trading card image as well. Like I mean, like every, different people who did the trading card art drew a piece of trading card art, but what this person did was actually like put it in their hand and let you see like the whole aspect of it. And so there's a lot. I think this artist, again, in this tournament, it's always very easy, to look at some folks and say, oh, they can do this, they can do that, or they'll get better at this, get better at that. But I think what I've always tried to do is recognize the difficulty of what they're doing, which again, you have to really look at it and study it. And I think in this case, again, what I dug about this artist, if I had to give this artist any note or any like thing that really impressed me about this artist, because I like you said, Jack, I couldn't agree more. I think their color work is really strong, their perspective is strong. But what I think this artist does better than any of the artists we saw, and there are other artists that we saw in the final who all have different strengths, but what this artist's strength is, hands down, is detail. This artist just really gets into detail and brings you to the image so that you're really studying different parts of the image. And we've seen artists like that over the years, but this artist does that. Even the underground piece, like, like you got the stands behind this artist. And so it's a close-up piece, but they're sort of showing you that they're artists. I mean, there are people in the stands behind Kareem. So really great.
If I go back to the trading card, I wanted to say just something about trading card design for a second. So one of the things that we look for in artwork is how is this card going to look like foiled versus just regular, right? And we have some cards, and there's some cards in the set for your game as well, that we just got so excited about making the foil version of the card here. This is one of those cards. This is a card that looks really cool as it is from a design perspective, but imagine that being in with some really cool foil treatments, some spot gloss, and some other things. Like there are lots of things you could do to make that image really, really pop. And so I wanted to call that out because that's not an easy thing to do in card design, and I think that this artist nailed that piece for this.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's a really great point. Okay, folks, so what we're going to do now, we're at the end of this. We are going to vote. So it's time to vote. So what I'm going to ask the artist to do is to take just 2 minutes. Look at you. You guys should all have the deck. If not, I'll send the deck to you. And just take 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, because we're going to wrap this thing up here in about 5 minutes. Take 2 minutes and just really think about your vote. And then I'm going to come to you. I'm going to ask what's your vote? And you guys can give your thoughts on that, and then we'll just go really quickly through the votes when it comes time to do that. So does everyone have the deck? Do I need to send the deck to everybody again? Folks?
I think I'm good.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
I'm here. Yep, we're good.
All right.
Could you send another link? Could you send another link to it? Because I'm not sure which.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. All right. Oscar, check inside of workplace, please. There you go. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go back to doing my share.
So are we going to add up the points that we give with their week 3 scores, or are we just voting?
Yeah, just voting.
Okay.
We're voting. To everyone who was watching this live, and obviously, like I said, we're going to tweak this a little bit to get rid of White's bumble of making me play that video and shutting on the audio on it. We'll, again, winners will be receiving a copy, or one of the winners will be receiving a copy of Saturday Wars, our giant crossover graphic novel. This manga features incredible artwork by Eddie Fry and features all of our characters in one massive story. You're also going to receive an early deck from our trading card game, which you guys can get from Resurrection Games. That'll be a great chance for you guys to participate in playing the game. We're also going to get collections from our books that will come from our partners Quarto. And again, we are really, really, really excited at this year's tournament. You guys made this super special by just, giving us a chance to bring it back, even though it had been a couple of years. Just really excited that so many talented artists took time out of their schedule to play and have fun and to take the challenge with us and with each other. March Art Madness institution with us, something that we've discovered great artists from it. And we fully intend to have more stories like Zafe's, where we discover you and you get published, or like Frank. So stay tuned for some really big announcements we're going to make here shortly. But with that being said, we're coming to the end of our 2 minutes. You guys have had a chance to vote or feel good about your votes? Okay. All right. Well, then let me bring this back up here and share the screen to our friends. And we can get started here. Let's see here. Great. Now I gotta find. There we go. Let's see. Now I gotta find the freaking link there. There we go. All right. So let me bring this back up here. All right. Got a slideshow. And so what we're gonna do here is we are going to go back. And we're going to go through the 6 entries and just do a quick vote and say who is getting our votes. I'll just say, this person, just give a yes or no. And that's how we will do this. And then, yes, we'll tally up the most votes amongst the 7 of us. 7 are judges, and that's how we shall vote. So we'll start off first.
How many yeses do we get, Fred?
You get 1 yes.
I only get 1 yes? Okay.
Yes. All right. So let's start with AA7 Arts. Again, this was a very talented artist. Definitely was a big fan of Apple Black and attempted so many different aspects. Got to give a big shout out to them. Their use of color, I thought, was really strong. I think their perspective was great. Would have liked to have seen a bit more diversity in the stuff that they did. But all in all, real pushing themselves here, which is what this term is all about. Talented artists. Unfortunately, my vote, because of all the things I think are really important here and the things that this artist still has to get a better job of, is no for me. Let me go to Brian. Brian, what's your vote?
Yeah, same here. Love a lot of the work here, but it's a no for this one.
Okay. Jackie, what's your vote, please?
I'm gonna have to say no on this one. Yeah, from all the same reasons.
Okay. Oscar, what's your vote?
I mean, there's a lot of cool ideas here, but I'm saving my vote for another one because I guess we only get one. So yeah, it's gonna be a no for me.
Okay, all right.
Are you sure we can't do like more than 1 vote, or
no? Unless there's a tie.
All right.
J.R. DeBard.
Yeah, like as everyone said, there's a great array of styles here. They tried several different things and they put in a lot of effort. But my yes is later down the line.
Okay. And then last but not least, Frank. Frank?
I really like this one of the selfie of the 6 characters, but I'm still gonna have to go with no.
Okay, and then the painful one here is White Manga, who is like, I know he wants to give this person a yes, and maybe he will.
Yeah, this is appreciate the love, and we can't rank them. So, while there's good stuff here, this is gonna be a no, unfortunately.
Okay, unfortunately, AA7 Arts, Thank you so much for participating in the event. Fantastic attempts at so many different styles here. That marks an incredible future that you've got here if you continue at it. That one image, by the way, with the ninja reminds me of that. I was trying to think of what it was the entire time. Like Code Lyoko, I think his name is like this animated show. But yeah, but great stuff here. Definitely looking forward to seeing you in future events. Next up, we have Nishi.comics. Again, I thought this artist had a lot of great ideas. What I would have liked to have seen is more diversity of the characters. This one character, which is clearly their character design, pops up in a lot of places. We've talked about this in past March Art Madnesses, and so always been a bit of a thing for me. But anyway, in this case, yes, this is a no for me for that reason. But there's a lot of stuff here to like. I think this artist has a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see this artist do more stuff. I love that trading card image, by the way. But this is a no for me. Real quickly, Brian.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I had to turn my microphone back on. Also a no from me, but I do want to call out the emotion on that trading card. Oscar, I don't know if you remember, but we had a similar design with one of your images with Steel Tusk Durga with that same kind of motion, and it's always tricky to do, and I love the way that it looks.
Oscar, what about you?
I mean, I don't know. It's really close because I really like the dedication to the manga aesthetics, you know, with the black and white. But I'm keeping my vote for another one, so I'm sorry.
Okay, White, what about you?
Yeah, there's a lot to love, but also a no.
Okay, Frank Simmons.
I really appreciate the anime manga style, and I definitely like how you pay attention to your own OCs. I'm gonna give you have to say no.
Okay, and last but not least, Jared DeBard. Oh, I think Jack is.
Yeah, I also in particular really like their manga style. I think, you know, there's places in there where they can choose where to put detail a little bit better. But overall, like the manga style, I think is really cool. It's definitely one of their strong suits. Unfortunately, it's a no from me, but I'd love to see more.
Yeah, and then Jackie, what about you?
I think the next level this artist would be at is making more dynamic poses, because there are
Yeah,
quite a bit of stiff poses that he did. Unfortunately, my vote's gonna have to be a no, but I could definitely see talent in this artist as well as the previous artist.
all the artists on here have talent, no doubt about it. And again, I think this artist, while we do bid adieu to Nishi.comics in this year's tournament, I will say again that yes, there are some really strong pieces here, really strong things this artist will achieve. Definitely with the continued effort, I think this artist can really blow up. There's a couple of things that just really stand out to me that makes me excited for this artist's potential. But as of right now, there's still a lot of areas that I think we're looking to see that other artists had. So for me, it's a no as well. And we move on next to Shell dot Simone. Shell.Simone. This artist is really talented, and there's a lot of stuff here. I love the side of cover as well. I just love the musculature on the two characters in the top. The styles really differ in different places with this artist, in a couple of places, not all. I like this a lot. Unfortunately, there's another artist that I thought just brought a bit more detail and had a bit more efficiency in some of the aspects of color and line work and so forth. But this was a really close one for me. I really thought this artist was quite extraordinary, and I love the diversity this artist had. I love the lighting in this one image right here with the ship in the back. But when it comes to just a couple of areas where I thought it just right there was backgrounds, some of the style differences were really dramatically different. And so that it just was a lot to kind of like consider. Like, wait a minute, it's almost gonna be different artists. Like, it was a little different, but this artist is incredibly talented. It was really close, but ultimately with another artist, so it's a no for me. Jackie, with you?
Yeah, I think I was close to giving this one a vote. this artist is still trying to find their style, which is nothing wrong with that. It took me years to find my style, but they were definitely close. Unfortunately, I have to give it a no this time.
Okay. Let's see. White, what's your vote?
Yeah. I wanted to vote for this one. I think this is top three.
Yeah.
Top three, top
Yes.
three, top
Yes.
three, top two.
Yeah.
And they've definitely improved a lot. If I could vote more, I would, but if I'm keeping it clean, I would say still no.
Okay. Frank, yes or no for Shell Simone?
I gotta say you were very close. I definitely want to see your next level, but it is a no.
Okay. J.R. DeBard.
Yeah, in particular, I thought this artist probably had the most versatility out of the bunch.
Without question, yes.
And they have some really strong stuff. Definitely, like if it were a ranking thing, it would have been up there for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the competition was just tough. I have a yes going later. So this is a no, but still amazing work.
Yes, agreed, 100%. Oscar Phone.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of diversity in the art styles, but it's again, I guess it comes to the point of which it is a little bit hard to gauge like what is the like idea. I mean, I think experimentations is always great, but I think overall it's you kind of need I guess you don't really have to lean into something, but yeah, this one is a tricky one for sure. So unfortunately, I would have to say no.
Okay, all right. Shout out Simone, incredible work. I definitely believe, hopefully we'll see you in the future. Really incredible stuff here. Style's very different. I love the musculature on the two pieces at the very top of this. I love the pattern as well on the person, on the warriors, like cape or cloth, as well as the blood on the sword. Again, like I said, I would like to see kind of like get a lot more of your work, understand exactly what your style is, so I can get a better picture of where you can go. But you did have diversity. Really love this stuff a lot. Fortunately, we've made a choice to move on to another person here. Boredom Holic. This was my favorite. As I indicated, there was imagination, there was color, there's just a fun style. They attempted everything and tried everything. Not every piece is a winner, obviously, for any artist, that's true. But I just felt that every single piece this artist created, and again, I saw their style completely throughout. Every piece this artist created, I thought was a winner. This was my favorite. Real quickly, Jackie.
I'm gonna have to say, oof, this is a hard one. Um, I'll just say yes for this one. Gets my vote.
That was a ringing endorsement. Okay.
Is that a game time decision, Jackie? That felt like you were thinking something else and you changed your mind.
Yeah,
That's what I was curious.
I was like debating between two the whole time, but I was like, after hearing what Fred said, I'm like, yeah, I'll just give this one my vote.
Well, you don't have to do it because of me. I mean, we've had ties in the past, and had to split them. So, okay, but we're gonna move quickly because we're so behind schedule here. Frank, what's your vote?
I know you did extremely well here. I even talked to you at the one meeting that me and Jackie had, and you came just extremely close. But still, I'm gonna have to say no.
Okay, all right. J.R. DeBard.
Yeah, again, I thought this artist's work was really strong. I think that in the areas where they pushed anatomy, they did it in a way that was just, that made sense, that looked good, that didn't, feel like it was, like any like error in like their rendering or drawing. For me, I have a vote somewhere else, so it's a no. But this was a really like their stuff is really fun to look at. I really enjoy it.
I got you. All right. White.
Again, is very, very, very close. But this is where my vote's going.
You said this. So this is the
This
yes.
is it.
Oh, okay. All right. And then Oscar.
This one's a yes for me. This one has a lot of really vibrant coloring. It's got a lot of dynamic energy, and a lot of the pieces do have a lot of really cool original ideas in it.
Yeah.
And I also appreciate like some of the few fan arts in there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one's got my vote.
That last part was the key for me. The originality in this just really, to me, just set it up over the board. I mean, this artist thought on each piece, and that was with it for me. Brian.
I think we have a winner here because I'm also voting for Boredom Holic. I want to see more of these Cows of Fury.
Yeah.
I actually just Googled Cows of Fury, and there's a whole webtoon. So there's a whole series related to some of these characters. So go check them out. But yeah, this is a yes for me. Like White said, it's really, really close. I'd love to give a shout out to my top 3 if we can. But this one is the one who is the winner in my mind.
All right, and so as you indicated, therefore Boardhawk is probably going to win this. King and Dubu, who voted for King and Dubu?
So this was my vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I know like a probable point against him is like that, in comparison to a lot of other artists, there isn't quite the same diversity in like style. There isn't any color. But I think like what he does well. And in particular, I'm a detail guy. So for me, like I was torn between the last two. Because they're both so detail oriented, which I believe are King and Dubu and Emerald. Yeah. And for me, it went to King and Dubu just because where they apply detail and the way they went about it was just a little bit more refined, in my opinion. So this is where my vote was.
Well, listen, I agree. There's nothing I disagree on with this whatsoever. This artist, to me, this was a really close to me. These last 3, King and Dubu, to me, again, like I said, I'm thinking Paul Goulas. If you guys don't know who that is, look that up. I love the shot right there, the perspective shot of everyone looking up of the dead bodies, and your camera's pointing up the 2 ninjas. That's a fantastic shot. I love the shot with the samurai here and the trees and so forth. Again, it's a little like strange eye-wise, but the details just fantastic. I mean, this is a classic artist that I can see doing a comic book right now. And again, the more effort they put into it, the stronger and stronger they're going to get. So this is an artist that has real strengths, and there's a stiffness to it for sure, but again, there's also just a real humanity. Like I said, that piece with the cowboy laying on the horse, that's hard. That's really hard to pull off, and they pull it off. And again, you can nitpick lots of the little parts of it, but this artist really understood the assignment and was able to do within their own strengths really top tier level work. And so big shout out to this artist. Ultimately, yes, the color, the originality, and so forth is why I chose Boredom Holic, but I get why a detail learning person like you, JR, would love this artist. Did anyone else have King and Dubu? I don't think so.
He was my second closest because I really love the details and the line art for this. As they said, it was a little stiff, but this was a close contender for my vote.
So that means that your vote was Emerald Vision.
No. My vote was for the one before that.
Okay, got it. Right, my bad. Yeah, so right. 6, 5, 6. So who voted for Emerald Vision? Am I off my math here?
Emerald Vision would be the one that gets my yes.
Got it. Okay, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. So and Frank, talk a little bit about why you chose this artist.
I placed my vote for a maximum amount of versatility shown. Like really, this looks like this ability they've really shown a very many different art skills at once, really went for something challenging, especially when it comes to art skill and composition.
Yeah, this was my second. This was my second, and I'll just say again that, like, this for me was really strong. I loved the detail. That's not detail the way the King of Duba did it, but it's detail in terms of, like, again, the same way that Board Holic was able to bring a lot of ideas to it. This person brought a lot of ideas to every scene, like the thing for Cyberpunk Edge Runners of giving you kind of like the little flash step thing, the trading card where he's holding the card, the battle happening in the Forest of Death from Naruto. I guess it's the Forest of Death. The Michigan Spartan running out and having all the sports items around here, the comic book store. I mean, there's just detail this, and I really love that. I think ultimately the personality of Boredom Holic for me is what really grabbed me, because there was just a personality there, along with all the detail and ideas that just really captured me. But this artist is really fantastic. So
I think Frank nailed it when he talks about composition. Like, you look at these compositionally and just set all of the rest of it aside, and the compositions in these are really, really incredible.
Couldn't agree more. So folks, that brings us to a conclusion. So big congratulations to our winner, Boredom Holic. This is really, really great effort by this artist. Great effort by all 6 of these artists. Big shout out to Jackie for really managing this and getting these artists where they need to be. Again, big shout out to the artists as well who participated, who didn't make it into this final round, but who did incredible art. I'm convinced it had some of them done so, this would have been even more complicated to get to the bottom of this. But man, really great work all throughout. Big shout out to everybody for the 2025 March Art Madness, and congratulations to Boredom Holic. With that being said, we are going to be go ahead and wrapping things up now. I do want to give you guys a quick note that we have a series coming out called Fanboy from Frank Simmons, and this is going to be really, really, really big. We're really excited for this. We'll have more details about it soon, but this is going to be something really special. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for Frank. I'm excited for what the series represents, the same diversity brought to everything we're going to bring to this as well. So stay tuned. We'll be making more announcements about it before the month is out. But Frank, who participated this month's March Art Madness alongside of Jackie, this year's March Art Madness alongside of Jackie, this is a big moment for him, and I couldn't be more happy and excited for Frank. So hope you guys will check it out in the future. Likewise, do not forget to check out our trading card game. We're going to be having some more announcements about this soon, so please stay tuned for that. There's so much exciting things that we have planned that we really want to talk to you guys about, so please stay tuned for that. And then, of course, the upcoming manga release for Saturday Wars, the graphic novel. Really excited for this, and can't wait for you guys to check it out. In the description, we'll have the link to the tabletop simulator, so you can try the game. We will have updates to some stuff we have coming up, including upcoming issues of Saturday Wars, read things chapter by chapter, as well as pre-orders. Again, I will be at an event tomorrow in Raleigh, North Carolina. Those of you who live in the Raleigh-Durham area, I'll be at the Anime Store on Triton Center, where I will be participating, doing some signings and doing an art contest there, which will be giving away a $50 prize for the best artwork that we see there. So in addition to the other prizes that they have. So super excited, all the exciting things we have coming up with Saturday. We got some big announcements coming that we're working on, literally working on. White's been a big developer of this new thing we have coming, which I think you guys are going to love. We've got some big announcements around, of course, Clock Strike, which we'll be talking about in the very near future. If you liked all the artists here today, please go check out their works. Apple Black by White Manga, you can find in stores around the world. Master of the Purple, you can find Oscar Fong. I did not bring Underground. I'm sorry, Jared DeBar, but Underground is a really great series. You know, if you've got it, White, roll up Underground. There we go.
Hey.
Apple Ends, our first light novel from White, and Stephanie Williams, check that out as well. And another award winner that happened was Gunhild, which is a great middle grade manga. If you guys love stuff that's built for slightly younger readers, you'll love this. And if you want to see an artist who emerged from all of this stuff, Orisha, which this artist debuted in March Art Madness 2018. So big things ahead. Big celebration for the wonderful Boredom Holic who stayed in this year's March Art Madness. Congratulations and thank you to Jackie for managing this thing and Frank Simmons. Thank both you guys for the hard work you guys did. Thanks to Jared DeBar and congratulations to him for winning Underground, for White, for Apple Black Origins, for Oscar Fong, for just being my homeboy. And then for Brian for helping develop these incredible card games. You guys will love it. Brian's company also has other games coming out you guys will want to be checking out also. So we'll be talking about that at some point in the near future. But definitely check out the Tabletop Simulator so you can try this and give us additional feedback so we can make the absolute coolest trading card game you've experienced. All that being said, folks, thank you all so much for supporting Saturday AM. It's been an incredible journey these past 11 years. As you guys know, we dealt with everything you could possibly deal with, from COVID to recession to now probably tariffs, as well as harassment, bigotry, you name it. But we continue to fight to create some great, diverse content, and we don't thank you guys for supporting us so much. So that being said, take care, everybody, and we will see you guys in the very near future. Take care, folks.
Namaste.
Hey, thanks, everybody.
Later.
To next year.
Thanks.